challenger and champion, the rematch the world has been waiting for. Crusher Kovalev, Andre SOJ Ward for the light heavyweight championship of the world. Are you ready?
What do you wanna hear from me? I already said enough, and I will prove it June 17 into the ring. And you get prepared. Thank you very much, sir.
Turn my mic on. You ain't gonna do nothing. Don't point your finger at me,
See
bro.
you.
Let's hope he shows up on Saturday night.
So it's no different in this fight. I'm no higher than I was last time emotionally. I'm no lower. I didn't train no harder. There was no major overhaul. We're gonna make adjustments. We know him and his side are gonna make adjustments. And at the end of the day, man, I'm not gonna be distracted by the talk. I'm not gonna be distracted by the ploys. I got a couple missions in mind when I came to Las Vegas. To glorify God with my performance and the way I act outside that ring, to defend my belts, the belts that I won back in November, and to get home and kiss my wife and kids. That's it. Won't be distracted. I'm locked in on what I gotta do. I hope everybody tunes in to pay-per-view. And those that are reading this, if you hear, come to the fight. It's gonna be a tremendous fight. I'm expecting his best, but you're gonna see a different Andre Ward. I'm gonna just leave it at that. You're gonna see another guy in there Saturday night. And that's my favorite time, the show and tell time. All the talking is good, it's good for the fans, it's good to build it up, it's all good.
I kind of was disappointed in the first fight. The last 6 rounds, and Andre, without a doubt, was in control in the last 6 rounds. Whether he won all 6 or not is debatable, but he definitely won a majority of them. I think both guys are going for a knockout. Andre, it's just he's fired up. He's edgy. Usually he's in total control. The Iceman, really cool. I've had 2 people tell me they were like backstage after the weigh-in, and he was cranky and
Andre was,
yeah. And Kovalev, after yesterday, who just walked out, and when he was all cranky, I guess after he weighed in and drank a nice quart of water, he feels pretty good, because on the stage, he was laughing and smiling and joking with his HBO interview. So I don't think this fight, like you say, is going to disappoint. I think this is really going to be an ass-kicking war.
I mean, I'm gonna always make adjustments. I make adjustments from day to day in sparring. So I'm gonna make adjustments. I can't, come in the same way. I welcome him making whatever changes he needs to make. I hope he's at his best this time, so we can have all the excuses off the table. And like I've been saying, I expect him to come in better. I expect him. That's what rematch is all about. But he can, rest assured that I'm not coming in there, resting on my laurels. I'm planning on putting in a lot of work, and we're making the necessary adjustments, and that's the beauty of a rematch. You go to the drawing board, I go to the drawing board.
My preparation right now is doing great. Like, not like last fight, but much better, because I deleted all my mistakes what I did before, and like I just get back all my training camp what I did before last 2 fights, because two last fights I was overtraining for Chilemba and for War.
I expect a similar fight to the first as far as tactically speaking. I think Andre's going to try to take it to the trenches. It's just a matter of what adjustments Kovalev makes to that. I think Kovalev is a good enough boxer to where Andre knows he can't box him for 12 rounds. Andre's probably a better overall boxer, but Kovalev is not a bad boxer. He's one of those Eastern European branded boxers where technique and talent is enough to where you can set up your opponents, you can get them out of there. Why? Because you can hit him, you can get him out of there. Kovalev has that power, and if he's able to get that extension on that right hand, he hurts you. So Andre knows this. He knows this is a guy, maybe I can outbox, but I can't outbox him every second of every round. So there's a danger that I can be hit. So what does he do? He takes it to the trenches. He goes inside. We know Andre's been capable of doing that. He's done it to Edison Miranda. He did it to Milton Kessler, if we remember. He did it to Frach in some spots. So we know he can do that. It's like the ace in his sleeve, and he did that with the Kovalev in the first fight. And that's, I think, I think it threw Kovalev a little bit off, where he didn't know what to do on the inside, especially once he'd had Andre down already. It may confuse him a little bit. You don't usually think that as a bully the guy's going to try to bully you back. So I think it mentally kind of offset Sergey a little bit. I think that's probably been one of the main adjustments they've worked on in camp. So it's going to be interesting because, again, I do believe Andre knows he can't outbox Sergey every second of every round. So he's going to take it back to those trenches. It's going to be similar again. The trick is what adjustments does Sergey make to now not look so confused on the inside when Andre's using his head, trying to free his hands any way he can and just throw any kind of punches he can. What adjustments have you made to counteract that? And that's going to be probably the key to the fight. I think the game planning is going to be very similar.
You tell me what makes Andre such a great inside fighter. When you grab him the whole time, how's that a great fighter on the inside? He's not a great inside fighter himself. So like I told Sergey, listen, if he wants to fight inside, as hard as you punch, try to break his rib. Let's see how long he stays there and he can withstand that kind of punch. He's not a big puncher. So he's going to stay there and trade with you? I doubt that. I highly doubt that. They're going to say what they want to say and try to get inside Sergey's head, but that's what Sergey, forget all that. When the bell rings, go out there and do what you do best like you did the first half of the fight. I told people he could outbox Andre, and he did. Now that you proved that, let's keep doing that. In the second half of the fight, you got to step on that gas pedal. If you go to the body, you'll slow Andre down. I don't care what Andre says. Anybody get hit as hard as Sergey does and he goes to your body, you're not going to stay there for a long time unless you're stupid. So, and Andre's not stupid.
I think he's got 12 rounds of anger in him right now, and that's what he needs. He needs to he needs to want to kick his ass every round. And Andre, I think, already does have that in him, that he really does, as opposed to last time. Andre is a chess player. It's like Lennox, until Lennox got into his middle 30s and then started being a slugger. He was a chess player and a master boxer and clever with all this inside and all these things that, just dominate a fight, good defensive fighter. But I think this fight, he feels like he wants to just go out there and knock somebody out.
Who can seize the psychological advantage by affecting the first few rounds the way he wants to? Ward wants to make the first 3 or 4 rounds of this fight feel like the last 3 or 4 rounds of the first fight to Kovalev. Kovalev wants to go back to what happened in the first half of the fight last time, and this time his biggest job is if he can get Ward down, he needs to keep him down or put him down again so that he doesn't have to go to the scorecards at the end of the fight.